What if I told you that beneath the streets of modern Jerusalem, under the ancient stones and within the forgotten corners, lies physical evidence of the most influential figure in human history? Not legend, not myth, but tangible proof of Jesus Christ's life, his trial, and even his crucifixion. What you're about to see may challenge what you thought you knew, or strengthen your faith in ways you never imagined. Let's journey into the heart of Jerusalem and uncover the truth, one piece of evidence at a time. Our first stop takes us to a place etched into both history and the Gospels, the Pool of Bethesda. For centuries, skeptics dismissed this pool as a religious fantasy, until archaeologists uncovered it exactly where the Gospel of John described it. With its 5 colonnades, just as the Bible says, this wasn't just a healing pool, it was a site where Jesus performed miracles. Picture this, a bustling, crowded space filled with the sick, the blind, the paralyzed, all waiting for the water to stir, believing they could be healed. Imagine the whispers spreading like wildfire, "He's here. The man who heals. The one they call Jesus." And then he speaks to a man who had been crippled for 38 years. "Rise, take up thy bed, and walk." And he did. Now, let me ask you something. What are the odds that a made-up story perfectly aligns with an underground discovery, buried for nearly 2 millennia? Coincidence, or confirmation? Either the Gospel writers were incredibly lucky guessers, or they were telling the truth. I'll let you decide. But let's take this deeper. Imagine standing on the very stones Jesus walked during his trial. The Gabbatha, a stone pavement, was excavated beneath the Sisters of Zion convent. It's believed to be the very place where Pontius Pilate condemned him. The grooves in the stone? Evidence of Roman soldiers' games, carved for entertainment while they tortured prisoners. The weight of this moment is almost unbearable to imagine. Jesus, beaten and bloodied, stands before the crowd. Pilate asks them whom to release, Jesus or Barabbas, a criminal. The crowd chants for Barabbas. "Crucify him." They roar for Jesus. And here, on this very stone pavement, Pilate washes his hands. Think about it. Those weren't just stones. They were silent witnesses to the world's greatest injustice. Can you imagine the weight of standing where Jesus stood, hearing the crowds roar for his crucifixion? But what if I told you the evidence doesn't stop there, that something even more astonishing was found near Golgotha? The Garden Tomb. Some believe it's the very site of Jesus' burial and resurrection. The layout fits the Gospel description, a tomb cut into rock, a rolling stone entrance. And inside? An empty chamber. What's remarkable is the lack of body placement niches, common in Jewish tombs of the time, suggesting it wasn't meant for a long-term burial. It was for someone who wouldn't stay dead. Think about that for a second. This wasn't a tomb prepared for a family's generations. It was hastily borrowed. Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus this tomb, and 3 days later, it was empty. Whether this is the true tomb or not, the message is clear: something extraordinary happened. An empire that tried to silence him couldn't keep him in the ground. The world was never the same again. If the Romans could have paraded Jesus' body through the streets to stop Christianity, don't you think they would have? Let's dive even deeper. In 1961, archaeologists uncovered a stone slab in Caesarea Maritima. Chiseled into it? The name Pontius Pilate. For centuries, critics argued Pilate was a fictional figure. Yet here was his name, carved in stone, proving he was the Roman governor precisely when the Bible says he was. Then there's the Caiaphas ossuary, discovered in 1990. An ornate burial box inscribed with the name Yehoseph bar Caiapha, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. This is believed to be the very high priest who orchestrated Jesus' arrest and handed him over to Pilate. Not just a biblical character, a man who truly lived, whose bones rested in a box for nearly 2,000 years. It's one thing to read about these people. It's another to see their names and remains unearthed from the dirt of history. But there's still more. Let's talk about the Shroud of Turin, the controversial yet fascinating cloth bearing the image of a crucified man. While debate surrounds its authenticity, scientific analysis found traces of limestone dust unique to Jerusalem. Coincidence? Maybe. But the wounds on the image match the exact description of Christ's crucifixion. A crown of thorns, nails in the wrists, not palms, as traditionally depicted, and a spear wound in the side. It's enough to make anyone think twice. And what about the Church of the Holy Sepulchre? Built over the site many Christians believe to be Jesus' tomb, this ancient church holds layers of history. Excavations beneath it revealed a 1st-century limestone tomb, matching the Gospel accounts. Could this be the true resting place, the very spot where the stone was rolled away? It's awe-inspiring to think that 2,000 years later, the very ground beneath our feet still holds echoes of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. So, what do we make of all this? Skeptics will debate. Believers will rejoice. But one thing remains. The evidence is there, buried under centuries of dirt and doubt, waiting for us to uncover it. But Jerusalem isn't the only place holding ancient secrets. If you want to dive even deeper into the forgotten history of faith, check out our next video. The Dead Sea Scrolls reveal the truth hidden prophecy of Jesus. You won't believe what they reveal. Don't stop now. The truth is just beginning to unfold. The evidence we've uncovered today is more than ancient stones and forgotten artifacts. It's a reminder that Jesus' presence in this world wasn't just spiritual. It was physical, undeniable, and real. But this is only the beginning of the journey. There's still so much more to explore. The Dead Sea Scrolls, hidden prophecies, and ancient texts that could change how you see faith forever. So if today's journey stirred something in you, curiosity, faith, or even doubt, don't let it stop here. Hit that like button to show you're ready for more powerful discoveries. Subscribe to stay connected as we uncover even deeper truths. And don't forget to turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And before you go, check out our next video, The Dead Sea Scrolls, Unlocking the Secrets of Ancient Israel. It reveals hidden prophecies and shocking insights about Jesus that history tried to keep buried. Thank you for watching. Stay curious. Stay faithful. And remember, the truth is waiting to be found.